I am on an adventure, and maybe you could hear me better if I close some of these. It's a little cold, but I still enjoy the air. Gosh, there's a few topics. Maybe, okay, going with the flow is gonna have to be first. All right, and since I'm driving again, let's use driving as an example. So, if you've driven, chances are you may have driven on wet, flooded roads, black ice, maybe even pulled a trailer and fishtailed, things like that. Now, what do we do when those things happen? Of course, our natural instinct is to go against the flow, right? We want to go this way, but we're getting pulled that way, and it's like, no! And then you fight it, and what happens? Well, you spin out, and then you have an accident, right? Fishtailing, same thing. You have to go with it, okay? And then that's how you regain control. Same with, say you're swimming in the ocean and a current comes. You know, don't fight against it, okay? Learn to use the force. So many of us think we know better than Mother Nature. We think we know better than everything and everyone around us. And I guess and maybe it's not our natural instinct. Maybe it's programmed. But regardless, our tendency is to definitely go against the flow. What would life look like if we actually did go with the flow? Well, okay, so on my little journey here, I had a bunch of plans, things I was going to have done and accomplish and, you know, get ready to go back to work, and so far, well, I did, after I gave up, ended up accomplishing one of them, finally. But the first 5 days, like, literally nothing, and I was just so frustrated. I'm like, I quit, I can't do anything, whatever. Okay, so what did I do? I surrendered to the flow. Clearly, my plans weren't what nature, what the universe, what spirit had intended. How do I know? Well, because if it was, then I would have accomplished it. I did not. So I could have stayed in that muck and, you know, well, I'm gonna fight the, you know, the resistance, right? And go against it and make it my way. And I mean, come on. Sometimes you gotta just kind of retreat. And I've talked about the true magic is in surrender. So I went through that experience, the pain, the fear of loss, the everything, and then I'm like, I've done this before. It's just temporary. Find a new plan. Okay. I gave it up, literally, just like everything. Forget it. Within 24 hours, dude, I shit you not, every single thing changed. And I don't want to go into all of the details in that video, or this video, but personal life, work life, like everything just magically turned around. I expressed the pain, I expressed the rage, I expressed the fear, the insecurity, the instability, everything that we try to suppress, right? Blocking the flow. We suppress it, and then what happens? A freaking earthquake, a volcano, a tornado. But when we express it, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's not fun and it's not pretty, but it is necessary. And each and every damn time, which, you know, if you're not new to my videos, you know this. Once I let that go, the magic frickin' happens. So, okay, well, let's make a new plan. So, all right, I'm gonna go up to this place I've been dying to go to. I haven't been for 20 years, so all right, so in my mind, I didn't really make plans. I'm just like, I'm gonna go there and kind of go with the flow, but I would like to see this, 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 and that. And I'll try to go this way that day, this way the next day, and then finish off whatever on the third day. Well, I just went through the park entrance. This is great. So, I just found out that tomorrow this entrance closes, and I'm staying like a third of a mile from it. And more than half the park is already closed because of snow, so I'm not going to be able to see that area. Then I'm like, okay, well, where's the best chance I'm going to see wolves and bears? And he's like, oh, up here, but it's going to be dark or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but isn't that when they come out? Well, I guess so. But it'll probably be snowing, and since the park will be closed, tomorrow I'll have to drive all the way up to Bozeman. So basically like another 5 hours just to go, I don't know, 30 or something, 5 miles away. Okay, so I guess I could like cry or get mad or yell or scream, but instead, what I do in these situations is, all right, I'm not supposed to be there this time because there's something better in the places that I am being directed to. So I had asked the chick at the hotel the same thing. I'm like, dude, can I see bears? Like, where are they? And wolves, like, tell me, you know, you're a local, give me the secrets. And so she told me this one place, and I'm looking at the time and thinking, you know, all right, it might be dark by the time I get up there, but then again, isn't that when they come out? And if I want to see one. So my already rearranged plans are being rearranged again, but now I'm also kind of racing against the weather. It's super, super cloudy, snowstorms. Like I said, most of the roads are already blocked. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, same thing happened at Crater Lake, or, you know, things like that happen all the time. But it doesn't ruin my trip, my vacation, my anything, you know. And, well, like, I mean, I've used the example when my car breaks down. I don't get mad at the car, like, cry or whatever. I look at the beauty around me and take pretty pictures or something. So either way, whatever happens, I always know that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And even when I'm in that muck and, you know, everything's falling through, this, that, I'm still where I'm supposed to be. Maybe not where I think I want to be, but when I get over my need to want to control that situation, when I remember that I am not smarter than God, I am not smarter than nature, that there's a whole wide world out there waiting for me to join it, become one with it, then what does that even matter that half the park is closed, or that I might be snowed out and I'm supposed to have chains and I don't, and all sorts of fun stuff. Oh, and I only have Crocs. And I did bring a vest, thank God. I don't know why I threw that in my bag, last minute thing, but I did. It's like 15 degrees. And again, I could have been like most people and said, oh, I'm not prepared. I don't have the right gear. I don't have whatever. I'm gonna freeze, or I'm gonna get wet, or I might see a bear. I'm like, all right, got Crocs, got silk wraps, got a fucking car with a heater, hat, let's go. So I'm on an adventure. And for me, I mean, I guess I'll get into like the healing aspect of it and the emotional aspects of the end result of going with the flow. But I would like to, I know, dude, things are freaking tough, and things are tougher now than anybody's probably ever seen in their lifetime, planetarily, and which pretty much rules everything. So whether you're mad at politics or mad at whatever, it's planetary, it's transitory, it's just the way it is. So, yeah, it is essential to be kind to yourself, to love yourself, to nurture and nourish yourself during these times. And part of that includes going to those dark places you don't want to go. I know that a lot of people are going through it, but you're still stuck in that, I got to keep the face up, I can't let my friends or family see me cry, I can't let, you know, this person think less of me or think I'm weak, or, you know, whatever people think, why they hold back emotions, right? It's not socially acceptable, or they're gonna think I'm, you know, oh my God, I'm depressed, or whatever. Great, because you have deep, pressed feelings that need to be released. And once you do feel those, as hard as it is, dude, just go to bed, take a nap, eat ice cream, whatever. You know, just do all the things that you normally don't have time for. And I'll bring it up again. What would you do? Oh, let's make sure I can go through. Oh, snow, change required. Oh, look at all the buffalo. Okay, shit, the buffalo just took that away. What the heck, where was I? Yeah, okay. Do all the things that you would do if it was, say, your daughter going through a hard time, or your puppy going through a hard time, or your grandma, or your sweet neighbor, or your best friend, or whatever. What would you do for them? Wouldn't you want to draw them a bath, or give them chocolate and pizza, or, you know, whatever? Nurture them, listen to them, hug them. Just remind them it's temporary. It's just a cracking open to let a little more light in. You're not going to let the light in by resisting it, right? All right, I have to share kind of a funny story. I have a friend who, he's been wanting to learn some things. And of course, he's familiar with my life path and story, and he's like, God, but there just has to be an easier way. Does one really have to suffer like that to come to know these things? So, of course, I smiled like this, and I'm like, well, no, you don't have to suffer. I mean, especially if you take the advice of those who went before you. Oh, well, yeah, there just has to be a better way. So he was kind of triggered and going through it and was resisting, and then it got to a point where he could not resist anymore. And the volcano frickin' burst, so to speak. So, he kind of had an epiphany. And I mean a real frickin' awakening, like a real ego death, a real awakening, like not a fake one, like people talk about on Facebook and YouTube and alternative radio. I'm talking like a real one. So, you know, what else could I say? And I asked him, I said, so Master, must healing and learning, you know, must we suffer to learn, you know, these answers? And I'm sorry, you kind of had to be there. But the short answer really kind of, yeah, you have to experience what you're not to know what you are. You have to walk through the depths. Like what? Who's that? What's that song? You got to go to hell before you get to heaven. Yeah, for reals. Because without that sacrifice, without that giving up, without that walking away from earthly ideals, everything is just hearsay. You cannot learn the true hard lessons of life that are like true freedom, real healing, when everything's easy and handed to you, or staying in your comfort zone. Dude, your comfort zone will kill you. Okay, that's why when people retire, they end up having a heart attack within the next couple months or couple years, they don't even get to enjoy their time off. Why? Because they did something they freaking hated for 35 or 50 years, sold their soul, suppressed their emotions so that they could keep up their face to go sell their soul for that paycheck. Never experienced things like this. Look at nature, dude. All you have to look like, okay, it's fall now. Look around you. How many colors do you see? In full freaking color. How could you not look to nature and learn from it? And I want to use an analogy about the seasons. So, you know, spring allegedly is, you know, the beginning or whatever, and I mean, I guess it depends on what your thoughts are, but let's just say, you know, that's where seeds bloom, germinate, etc. And, you know, it's a really exciting time of year. There's all those new little babies and all these soft little pastel colors and really light green and stuff. And, you know, everything's really unique and just popping and just like so excited to be alive. And then they look at the evergreens and they're like, wow, I want to keep up with the Everjoneses. And for summer, they turn all green, right? They lose their color. They get, you know, they learn to follow the leader, stand in line, uniform, so to speak. And then fall comes. And, you know, some kind of just hold on to it and wither up and die. But then the rest, the big beautiful maples or whatever, they are like the grandma that everybody loves. And nobody has her, right? She's somebody else's grandma. But she's the one talking shit, smoking cigarettes, in full color, telling jokes, like no holds barred, like totally free of worry about what other people think, or self-censorship, or all of these limitations that we have put on ourselves all our lives. Yeah. When I see fall and all the bright colors, I'm thinking of that cool little grandmother meme on Facebook, or like, you know, the loud one, or the one crocheting or quilting and smoking a cigar, and yeah, I crochet and shit, or, you know, just wild, open, free, not inhibited. Isn't that what you want? Because that is what real healing is. When you know yourself, when you own yourself. Yeah. Looks like we're getting to some ice, so I want to kind of just assess the situation and see if I actually should go further. But yeah, okay, so freedom and healing go hand in hand, going with the flow. It's not just some cool like catchphrase or meme on Facebook. Look to nature for all the answers. Everyone goes with the flow, right? They have no choice. Well, okay, salmon run upstream, and they kick ass at it. Okay, but other than that, right? And, you know, I feel like I just want to bring something else up. These storms in your life that you are trying to avoid and trying to, you know, deny and suppress. I'll use nature again. It's when, you know, I'm in Yellowstone. So there's lots of buffalo, bison, I don't know, there might even be some gazelles and stuff. But when we see the storms in our life, like the gazelles and other creatures, Well, so wolves or cats or foxes, things like that, they'll go in their den and hide and wait it out, which is great, you know, have their dark night of the soul, their germination period, and get ready. But they don't run from it. And then you have, yeah, the gazelles that run from it. They see the storm coming and they run away from it. The storm's coming this way. They're running away from it. So what's happening? They're going to be in the storm much, 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 much longer as they're trying to avoid it in their fear. And then you have the buffalo. The buffalo see the storm coming and they charge right towards it. They go right towards it because they know that that's the quickest way out. The storms are going to come no matter what. But so is the sunshine. And so is the rain to help you cleanse it all away. Yes. Please consider looking to nature. It's absolutely amazing here. I'll show you what I can if you can even see, but little less snow here, no ice on the road, so I think I can keep going. I'm not gonna do anything stupid, but I'm definitely gonna go as far as I can go. And you know, as far as that dark night and healing, shit like that, and avoidance and everything, the way I work today is when I feel that storm coming, not only do I head towards it, I use nature to heal me, and I go, I feel like I need to climb something higher, right? Yellowstone, for example. I was just hanging out in Idaho, and I was like, okay, I need something really fucking magnificent, really fucking breathtaking to just get me back in that childlike, which I'm, you know, pretty much there, but hey, dude, I love having my breath taken away and just being completely awe-inspired and, you know, reset in that magic. So if you are going through a dark time and you don't know what to do, try nature, really. And even if you can't go to Yellowstone or Olympic Peninsula or Mount, or whatever, there's something outside, right? Or if you're in a city, dude, you have to get out. Just, you have to get out, and you will never understand why until you get out. Drive your little ass out the city and go see some real fucking nature without your 5G, without the towers everywhere, without energies and neighbors everywhere. Just do it. Go on a Sunday drive. Just do it. Okay? Really. That's, I think I'm done. I kind of touched on a lot of things, but they really all mean the same thing. The going with the flow, the surrender, the true magic. Don't block your dark night. Don't fight your suppression, your depression, excuse me. That which I feared has come upon me. What's the other one? What we resist persists, what we embrace erase. So embrace those dark times. I did a private video on Facebook, and I was kind of, you know, I felt like I was laughing, but I was also crying, and I was feeling rage, and it was just, it felt really good, and I was like, ugh! And then the next day is when everything changed. So, wow, look at these screens. Oh, nah, never mind, you won't be able to see it. All right, well, here, I'll try. Can you? Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah. So I went through it. I expressed it. Expressed the suppressed, the deep-pressed emotions. Let it go. And then I was free. Then I could breathe. Then I could think again. I wasn't clouded by the repressed emotions. Emotions are where the magic's at, dude. Don't let anybody tell you different. And that is exactly why people want to guilt you out of emotion. They, the controllers, or whatever you want to call them, puppet masters, or whoever you give your power to, they know that. And that's why, on one hand, they want you to feel artificial emotions, right? Through Hollywood, through politics, through, you know, dividing against your neighbors or churches or, you know, whatever. And then on the other hand, they're offering you pills if you have any emotions. I think, didn't they say you're only allowed to, like, grieve a death of a loved one for, like, 2 weeks now before you're clinically depressed or something like that? Like, all of these normal health... Oh, you're too happy even. You could be too happy, too sad, too every fucking thing. According to who? Look at nature. You see anyone stifling their coughs? You see anyone stifling their farts? You see anyone stifling their sneezes? You see anyone stifling their tears? Do you see anyone stifling their rage? I used the kitty analogy, your cute little kitty at home. Used that before. Back that cute little kitty in a corner. What happens? She's honest. She's authentic. She's real. She'll kick your fucking ass like a king of the jungle. Right? Why is it humans? They're the only ones not allowed to stand up, not allowed to say no, not allowed to laugh, cry, fart, scream. All right, that's your dessert. Have a good day, night, and you know what? I just want to say, I have so many freaking blessed friends and listeners, and you know, a lot of you regular listeners, I do consider you my friend, even though we haven't, a lot of you, we've never actually spoken or met face to face, and I just really want to give thanks. I feel so blessed to be surrounded, just, I think, the best of the best, and I just want to give thanks to your continued support. And yeah, there it is. Enjoy your weekend.